Hey, this is Atlas here, composer and music producer, and today I'm going to be reacting to, giving you my first impressions of the song Libra, Creature of the Night from Elden Ring, Nightreign. Let's check it out. Boom! Bloodburn coming back. Oh God. God. Boom, 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 boom. I got goosebumps out of that, mate. What is going on? I need to... The contrast is crazy. Oh, whoa! So throat singing? Okay, whoa. Let's pause it there. Let's break this down little by little, okay? Here's a couple of things that I want to say about the song is definitely the song has this Bloodbornian bloodline, if you could say that, at the beginning of the song. Certainly has those massive dissonances, like these big chungus clustery kind of chords that, you know, just evoke massive amounts of tension and terror, just pure horror. And I really like so far the unabashedly bluntness of the contrast in this song. Like it goes from on and off. And because at the beginning we have this foreboding, meditative, kind of introspective cue, and then it explodes into this big chungus chord. Like kind of remind me of the chord from the Dracula movie from the 90s. Also the song, especially in the cues that are more restrained, let's say, dwell in the lower register, which gives it this mystical musical fog, makes the song so dark and also somewhat disorienting because you don't really know what to expect. But anyways, let's keep listening. Okay, guessing this could be the second phase. Oh God, that's mean as hell. I hear a lot of metals in the percussion. A lot. Ear. Oh, that was sick. You see, and it turns on and off. When brrr, and then psh, off. It's building up again. Oh. transition was sick, mate. Listen to the metals and the percussion, mate. That sounds so sick. This song is so pounding. Oh! And it just has... Okay, let's pause it right there. We need to talk about this cue in specific now. Remember when I was talking about the bluntness of the contrast in the song at the beginning? Well, this time around, it goes into more extremes. Like, I thought it was pretty jarring, not in a bad sense, but you know, in a so evidently so way. But in this case, in this particular cue of the song, which I don't know if this is the second phase of the boss or not, but certainly could be, because you can hear the tension is risen from the previous cue, and this seems to be that the stakes are higher in this case. This extreme contrast in the cues, especially in this second cue, or this second phase, let's put it that way, talks to me like about a duality in the track. And I wonder if that duality plays a storytelling role in the character itself, you know? Because when we see, like from the footage, from the gameplay footage that we see this kind of hooded, unassuming character that has like this scale in his hands. And only when he gets attacked is when he transforms into this massive beast, right? I'm wondering if that on and off switch that we hear in the song has to do with that duality that the character could have as a personal, you know, character trait. And I can't help but think about this scenario, right? Imagine that you are going on and about, you know, in the streets. You're doing chores or whatever it is. You're going somewhere. And you glance upon a part of the city and you see someone sitting, like selling trinkets or something. Because as far as I could see, you can make like trades with this character in the game, in Nightreign, right? You can like sacrifice a little bit of your health for something, or you know, it's like a high risk, high reward kind of character that gives you booms or whatever. And you know this character, and you know that this character has like a heinous, horrendous past, and you know who this character really is. You have seen the worst of this character, and we hear, when you see the character in the street, you hear the music. You start to listen to, you start to hear in your mind the Libra creator, Creature of the Night soundtrack. Now, for the other people in the streets, they're going to see that character and they're going to be like, oh, well, that is unfortunate, this beggar, you know, maybe I should buy a couple of trinkets or whatever to help him out. And they might be listening in their heads, you know, a more sad, melancholic song, something like Win, Lord of Cinder or something. And here's the thing, when the cues that are more withdrawn, are more restrained in the song, are supposed to give you this facade of the character, like he was at the beginning of the fight, like this unassuming, kind of lonely character, you know, hooded in black or whatever, that it's hiding something. But for the purposes of the storytelling, it's not. It is a very laughable facade. It's like a character that does something terrible to you and put a mask on, trying to portray himself as a kind of a, you know, a little lamp here that I'm not doing something when you already did the deed, you know, you already did something bad. The mask for you as a player, and in terms of the storytelling perhaps, is not effective at all, but it's kind of giving you a glimpse of how this character could be, the duality of the character. I put my mask on so I appear unassuming, and I'm just this lad selling, well, trinkets, but in this case just giving booms to people in exchange of something. But when my true character is you know, my true self is this beast. Now I want to talk about a motif that I did notice, which is probably based on the most evident inspiration for this character, which is the zodiac sign, you know, the Libra zodiac sign. Symbologically speaking, I suppose that's the way you say it, the Libra is, the symbol of Libra is a scale. And it's kind of pretty much balanced, you know, you don't see like the scale more towards one way or another. And I think the meaning of the scale in the zodiac sign, it's about, you know, well, like I said, balance, justice, and harmony. But in this particular case, it would seem that the scale goes extremely towards one end or extremely towards another end. And it's, and again, is another layer of underlying storytelling and a motif itself imbued into this character. But it not only goes into that territory, because we also have him in this creature form, right? And for some reason I see this creature and I can't help to think about the Baphomet, you know, with this, which is this demon-like creature as well. Again, it has storytelling motifs based on, you know, real life mythologies and whatnot, imbued into the character, that are feeding into the duality premise that is pretty much the core of the whole track so far. And you know, something else that I did notice as well is that the song is somewhat cacophonic. There is not a lot of melody in it. Sometimes it goes really cacophonic, other times it goes more for a melodic sensibility. But what it lacks in melody sometimes, it's poured into the percussion, which is the metals. There's a lot of metals in the track. And I do wonder if the metals in the percussion are actually another layer of storytelling as a motif, because like I did say, do you remember? I was talking about the scale tipping extreme balances, you know, it's either super here or super here on the other side. Are we talking more in terms not of justice and harmony or balance, but something that clicks in this character that turns him one way or another? And the first thing that I could think of scales, especially back in time, you know, that was used for the purposes of just, you know, coins, to weigh coins. So I wonder if that motif of the metals in the percussion does have to do with money or coin or whatever. And at the end of the day, this character is some sort of, you know, merchant in the game. He's exchanging things for you. You know, it will give you a buff if you sacrifice something. But surprisingly enough, the scale, when he holds the scale in his unassuming form, let's say, it is balanced. Maybe this is just too much of a crazy theory and I'm just putting my tinfoil hat too much, okay? So let's keep listening to the song. Okay, have the medals again. Carrying on the Bloodborne bloodline again. Mate, this percussion goes so hard. Dun, 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 dun. What is that? Was that like a synthesizer, or was like another percussion element that is more synthetic? dun, dun, dun. Oh my god. Wait. It's actually going up in tempo. Oh! This is madness. Oh! And it ends with the medals at the end. It results with that. Oh my god. Okay, I have to say that this song is, towards the end especially, total unbridled chaos. It's madness. I'm guessing this boss has a third phase, and this is probably the part in which I mean, if you think that the boss goes berserk in the second phase, a third phase, it's like this character like is detached completely from that first character that we see in the game. You know, the one that is just a merchant in the game, completely detached. Now it's fully into animal creature mode. We have insane massive runs in the, you know, up and down, descending and ascending runs in the strings towards the end. There's insane tempo changes. Sometimes it sounds like it's tempo rubato, but you know, it sounds sometimes like it's accelerando and retardando, but it does it in such a jarring way that I don't know what to say. Like, literally, I'm kind of speechless about the song. It does have a massive threshold of tension and dread towards the end. I felt like I was driven mad towards the end. I think this is one of the best and most unique tracks of all Elden Ring combined. I'm talking about the base game, the expansion, and of course, well, Nightreign. I have to listen to more songs. But yeah, at least from the base game, Elden Ring, and Shadow of the Earth Tree, this song goes so hard, and it's one of the best across all of them. This is a song that takes a huge risk, because even though we can hear identifiable elements even from other games like Bloodborne, because there's a Bloodbornian bloodline in here for sure, this risk paid off so well. And you know, this song kind of reminds me a little bit to Midra from Shadow of the Earth Tree, because in Midra we get to hear the composer go taking risks already by introducing synthetic elements into it, you know, synthesizers and whatnot. The final cue of the song is it's taking risks all over the place. But in terms of the storytelling, especially if what I'm saying it goes along with the story of this character and the duality, the extreme duality that it has, then it makes complete sense. And I would say that the song is 150 billion% aligned with that. As a final say here, I would say that this is probably one of the songs, if what I'm saying is correct, that has one of the best storytellings of all the games combined, I would say. This was absolutely awesome. So hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, give it a like, and also check this other Elden Ring reaction that I did, alright? I'll see you there.